What's up, weirdo? Shade Tree Surgeon here, starting out the day on Shalice's Milk Toast Pacific Coast, the 1989 PC 800. We just got back from our trip to North Carolina, Shalice's first big trip, and I'm just like amazed. I mean, I shouldn't be, like, it's a Honda. I'm just like, never ceases to amaze me just what a little tank this bike is. Like 30 plus years old, take it on an almost 2,000 mile trip. You know, just starts up. It's absolutely fine. A couple little issues we got to take to the shop before we head to Oklahoma and check out. But yeah, man, this bike is just puts right along. Even after getting whooped up like that, even after being covered in pink duct tape, she soldiers on. For some reason, the tachometer has ceased working. Huh, weird. Normally when you bang on it, it starts working again. Oh well, no, you really need a tachometer in this vehicle. What a cool little bike, man. What a cool little bike that took Shalice on an amazing journey and about to take her on another one. Want to look it over and make sure everything's doing well before we head out onto like probably what's going to be a 2,500 mile long trip to Oklahoma to the K River campout. All right, real quick before I head to the shop, just a little pit stop at the Honda dealership. Fingers crossed. I ordered some parts a couple weeks ago and they were supposed to come in a few days, and then we left town and a bunch of stuff happened and I haven't been back to pick them up, so fingers crossed that they held them for me. We'll see if they did or not. Okay guys, up here at the shop, luckily Honda had all my parts in, so these are most of the suspension parts. I'm going to need to rebuild the front forks on the Raspberry Buffet. As if you guys have been keeping up with the videos, you'll know that pretty much the consensus on this thing, people were like, you can try vapor blasting them or media blasting them or something like that, but talking to a lot of guys who are pretty knowledgeable about the stuff that was on here, they just said these things are roached. These calipers have ceased to be. They will no longer stop anything. The only thing they were stopping was me putting the bike back together, so they're done. I think probably the person I trusted the most who went ahead and sent me a personal text about them was Tim Kreitz. So Tim Kreitz Adventures, I appreciate you a lot, man, even though you were the bearer of bad news, and these things are donezo. Luckily, they are not very hard to get, so for about $100, I got a new set of calipers. I haven't even unpacked them yet. They're of course used off of eBay, so I've already got the rebuild kit, so I'm not going to just throw these calipers on here without rebuilding them. So let's rebuild another set of calipers, hopefully with a little more success this time and a lot less corrosion. And I'm not even going to put them in the parts cleaner this time, just brake clean only. Not even going to take the chance. Okie dokie, let's go. Let's see what kind of shape these calipers are in. They can't be in as bad a shape as the ones that I messed up. From the pictures, they definitely looked crusty and used, so they're not cleaned up. Whew, that's stinky. These smell like old nasty brake fluid. Smelling like old nasty brake fluid is better than the calipers I took off of it. And actually, you know what? These are these are in way better shape than the calipers I took off of here. I'm still going to rebuild them. These pistons still look really crusty in here. It's not a good look, but they're in a lot better shape, let me tell you. All right, not gonna lie, when it seems like the person who took these things off, like, just decided to put everything back in, like, as tight as it would go if they were putting it back together, except when it's not attached to the bike, it's kind of hard to get everything off. Yeah. Well, when in doubt, grab a bigger hammer. There we go. That did her. Oh, this one's fighting me. Come on, man. Okie dokie, let's see if these pistons come out a little easier than my previous calipers. They should, because these things look like they're in a lot better shape than my old calipers were. Remember, when you're doing this, watch your fingers, because they usually come out with a little bit of force once you put the compressed air to them. Get them both? Nope, just one. Can we get them both out? There we go. Oh, wow. Okay, they really just pulled the rest of the way out really easily. Wow, yeah, the inside of these is looking a lot, but I'm still going to put new seals in them, and I've got the new pistons, so I'm just going to go ahead and put new pistons in them too. But man, these are looking a lot better than my old ones. Wow, yeah, you see this guy right here? That one I couldn't even move on my old brake calipers. Once again, just gonna go ahead and replace everything because I'm here. Gonna go ahead and fish these old gaskets out with this little pick, just being real careful not to score anything. Just judging from this crud in here, I am really glad I'm rebuilding these. I wouldn't have wanted to run this with all that sitting in there in that O-ring. All the other O-rings look really good though. It's just that one that was kind of cruddy. Anyway, now that I got everything out, I am not going to put it in the parts washer. I am going to clean it with brake clean. Alright, now that I got this sucker clean, let's go ahead and stick new O-rings and new pistons in it. Pretty standard practice. I've always been taught to use a little bit of brake fluid on these O-rings just to make sure that they slide in there right and that they're properly lubricated. Properly lubricated. It can be a little tricky to get these things in here, but shouldn't be that difficult. Alright, let's stick them pistons in there. These are just the worst rubber gloves I've ever bought. There we go. Came with this grease. I'm gonna go ahead and assume it's for this guy right here. And I really hope it is. Not sure if these guys are supposed to have grease on them, but the pads do slide up and down on these, so I'm just gonna throw a little bit on there to be safe. Ooh, bleeder screw was in there, baby. Boom. The first time around, it should have been as easy as that. These calipers are officially rebuilt and ready to be reinstalled. Now, let's just do it 2 more times. Wow. This side definitely had some crustier looking brake fluid in it, that's for sure. I wonder if these came off the same bike. Well, I officially have 2 brake calipers completely rebuilt. As I said, a lot easier when they're not covered in this weird H.R. Geiger crust. Someone said brake calipers by Peter North.
This whole bike is covered in crust.
As Shay Lacey just said, the whole bike is pretty bad. But let's go ahead and work on a Honda that's not quite as crusty as that one.
White, clean, pristine, no toast, specific coats.
Clean and pristine, baby. Especially compared to the Raspberry Buffet. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that on the lift and we'll come back to this guy later.
I don't think any buffet is clean.
Oh, dang, got him. Poking speed, baby. All right, headed back to the homestead. Gonna make it a little bit of an early one. Got highway pegs. She at least has the highway pegs off of her Sportster. These are the forward controls off the Green Goblin. Willem Dafoe's the Green Goblin. And now they're her highway pegs. I don't know, man. I love repurposing stuff like that. I think that's so cool. Changed out the grips because she hated her grips. They look terrible, but the Biltwell thrusters are actually really comfortable. So her other ones were so hard they were giving her blisters. And the Biltwell thrusters aren't super soft, but they got just enough cushion to feel a lot better than what she had. Checked for leaks, couldn't find any besides the normal, oil seeping around the base gaskets, which you can expect to find on any really old motorcycle, so I'm not really concerned about that. All in all, we checked the oil, we checked the coolant, we put air in the tires. I think this thing's ready for another 2,500 miles on the road. After all, what's the worst that can happen? All right, we've left the shop for the woods. Back out here at Croom, Shay Lacey's getting suited up, and if you know anything about Croom, you know exactly where we are. We're at the first stop at Croom, next to that big old sand pit out there. So there ain't no getting around it. You wanted to ride trails out this way? I guess you could go that way, actually, but we're not. We're heading to the sand today. Shay Lacey, you gonna learn. And if you're not gonna learn, you gonna hurt. So somewhere in between, you're gonna hurt and you're gonna learn. You might learn that you don't like this.
I hurt.
All right, champ. Let's rock and roll. You got to be ready to race by next week.
Why?
I guess not. We can give you 2 weeks if you really feel like you need it. This big old sand pit out here, this is where I learned how to ride sand too, mostly because there's just so much sand out here. You don't have a choice. I remember the very first time I went out here was one of the very first times I went off-road. Went out here and started riding through the sand and was like, holy, I remember the first time I did it, and I was just going, holy mackerel, how is this real? I was like watching people ride through it
and just going like, I'll never be able to do that. And of course, like, she's actually gonna have a pretty easy time today because it rained. It's not that bad out here. I remember just thinking, like, watching people just glide through this, it just seemed absolutely impossible. Like, I'd never be able to do it. And then look at me now. Like, I still suck, but at least I can ride through it without falling over. How you feeling? You want to ride around here a little more, and then we'll go hit the trails? Yeah. See, that could be you. You can do it. Learning how to kick your bike is definitely a part of it. There you go. Go ahead, let that rear tire spin. You're good. You're good. So when you're coming up on something like this, you just got to approach it with a little more speed to get over it. It's okay. More oftentimes than not, when it comes to dirt bikes, more speed and more power is usually the answer. Applying those things can sometimes feel a little strange. Woo-hoo. Let's be careful through here. Bombing through this is where I really messed myself up. Last time I was really still felt pretty comfortable on a dirt bike. Coming through here, I caught a root with my knee. That put me out of commission for a while, and I have not raced since then. That was a really bad injury. Shit. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, I think so. God, I did not see that coming. I really just actually separated my hamstring from, I separated whatever muscles in the back of your leg. I separated that one from the bone and pulled off some bone fragments with it. It was absolutely horrendous. If you guys wondering why I haven't raced, like, I had to take a bunch of time off from riding dirt after that happened, and I just got out of shape, out of practice, and yeah, I haven't raced since that injury. All right, let's see where old Shayleese is. Oh, I hope I didn't lose her. Gotta be careful coming back up through this. I don't want to bomb around a corner and run into me. Beep, beep, coming through. Oh, I think I see a helmet up there. Hey, what's up, bud? Exactly why you gotta be careful through here. There she is. I was about to say, I hear a two-stroke. Thought I lost ya. I had a lot of people in Shayleese's comments saying, like, Croom is just the absolute worst place to learn how to ride a dirt bike because it is, like, it's not exactly what I would call beginner friendly out here. And there's not really any, like, beginner areas even. It's just, like, all pretty much like this. Big sandy trails or some rock sections. I don't know, man. I disagree. I think it's the best place to learn how to ride a dirt bike because, you know, outside of really rocky terrain, which we don't have, like big rocks like they have out in California and out west, you get pretty much everything out here. And now if you can ride out here and you can ride a little 100cc two-stroke in this terrain, you can ride just about anywhere. Plus, if she's ever going to race down here, and I would like her to race, just like I want to start racing again, you got to ride out here because this is what the races are like. And this is what I really wanted to find for her. Some nice little single track, some that loops around so we can kind of stay in one place. She can get used to taking some turns. And this is even a lot wider than a lot of the races that you do in FTR. All those races going in between the trees in FTR race, man, you better make your own path because the path that they give you sometimes ain't even wide enough for one bike, let alone two bikes. Yeah, this is the stuff. Dodge them danger poles, Shayleese, you can do it. Or make your own path, that's also an option. Also in the races. Nothing in the races says you gotta stick to the path that everybody's taking. Dude, this little tiny track like this, I can't tell you how many times I've been passed by somebody, them going like twice as fast as I'm going on some little tiny track like this. Like, you wouldn't freaking believe it, dude. The skill level of some of these guys out there, even on the amateur level, is just so far beyond anything I'll ever do that it's crazy. Whew, baby, come on. Be careful now. This old 300, dude, this thing has got way more balls than I got skill, that's for sure. You can do it. There you go. I'm putting her through the ringer today. She's probably ready for a break. Hell yeah, she's killing it today. One of those days, my ass. She said it's gonna be one of those days, one of those good days, baby. Glass is half full. All right, that was kind of a little more challenging, especially since we haven't done anything much like that. Let's see how she goes through it. Good, good, good. Keep that speed up. So funny thing about dirt bikes, you can't really worry once you're moving at a certain speed about what's directly in front of you because you're rolling over it anyway. So you can't be like, oh no, look at this thing right in front of me and be looking at your front wheel and stuff. Like, just gas it and go because you're going to hit it. All right, I think she might have gotten tangled up somewhere. Where is Shayleese? This is why you don't ever buy camouflage MX pajamas, all right? You want your jammies to be brightly colored so you can find people. Shay! All right, coming, Polo! She's yonder. There she is. Bright pink motocross gear. Make sure your jammies are highly visible. Doing good? I was worried about her going through that sand. All right, that's all right. That was a little bit tougher, all right? At least riding with somebody that you have to go back for just makes you practice your foot down turnarounds a lot more. Watch out, spider. That's a big one. Yeah, I really do want to race again. I love racing. One of the things that kind of bums me out about it is, like, I didn't just love racing, I also just, like, loved filming it. I loved going, sometimes I'll go back and watch my old races, not because I'm good, but because I'm just like, man, that was so much fun. And one of the rules now is not allowed to have GoPros mounted to your helmet anymore. I was like, not necessarily an FTR thing, that was a whole, like, AMA rule. Like, the American Motorcycle Association said no more GoPros on helmets. I was just like, man, that's pretty lame, man. Especially because, like, part of why I make the videos is because I love motorcycles so much and I want to get more people into riding motorcycles. Like, you know how you get better and cooler motorcycles and more motorcycle friendly events? You get more people riding. To be totally honest with you, I'm super passionate. If you couldn't tell, if you watch my videos, you can probably tell I'm, like, super passionate about getting people into motorcycling. Like, I love doing that. I don't know exactly what happened to make the AMA go no more GoPros on helmets. I assume somebody got hurt or died or something, you know. Shayleese about to get some real muddy experience, all right? Whoops, that one's slippery. Let's see how she handles that. I'm pretty sure she can go right through it. There you go. Look, you did that and I fell over. How about that? I feel like the AMA is just shooting itself in the foot right now. Like, isn't what you're doing trying to, like, promote the sport of motorcycling? You want more people to ride, you want more people to compete, but how do you get more people into it? You get more people into it by video, by showing people, like, hey, look at how much fun this is. Look at how much fun I'm having. Like, this is great. Look at how easy it is. That was, like, a big thing, is, like, not even how fun it was, even though obviously that's a huge thing. But what I really wanted to show in the videos is that, like, hey, anybody can go out and race. You don't even have to be good. You can still go out and enjoy competition and race, and you don't even have to be good at it. Because I certainly wasn't good at it. I was, like, in the bottom 3 pretty much every race I ever raced, except for a few. And I still had a freaking amazing time, man. Uh-oh, you're in there now. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. Uh-oh, I don't know if you can do it. You're stuck. Shay, that bike is stuck. What the fuck? I'm coming! Oh, shit. Shay! 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 Okay, Jesus Christ. You okay? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, where is everything all right?
I don't know.
Okay, what'd you hit?
I don't know.
You're okay. Okay. You're all good. Where does it hurt? Your leg? Your knee? All right. Your head? I see you hit your head, but you have your helmet on. You're going to be okay. You bit your lip? Okay. You're all right. Shay, you are absolutely okay. Everything is okay. I know. You just got a little daze. You're absolutely fine. Everything's good, Shay. Everything's fine. You're just going to take a second. You're just going to sit here. How does your neck feel?
It's fine.
Okay. You hit your head pretty good.
My face hurts.
Okay. What I want you to do is lay on your back. I'm going to put your feet up a little bit. Can you do that? Does your knee hurt? You're okay. It's okay. Take as long as you need. I'm right here. Everything's going to be absolutely fine. I got it. You're okay, Shay. I'm here. Nothing's going to happen.
Oh, it just hurts.
You're going to be absolutely fine. I promise, okay? You got a little mark right here, and that's it.
Okay.
You might have a little bit of a goose egg.
Okay, as long as I'm not bleeding.
You're not bleeding.
Okay.
The only thing that's bleeding is your lip a little bit because you bit it. Shay, you're all right. Everything's going to be just fine. I promise, all right? Got that on again? All right, where are you hurting the most?
My face.
Your face? Yeah, you're going to have a big old goose egg right here. But you're going to be just fine. You're going to have a goose egg and a bruise. It's already bruising up.
My face hurts.
I know, Shay. You're fine. Nothing's hurt. You just have a big bruise on your forehead. You're absolutely fine. I promise. Nothing's bleeding except your lip. It's like falling down on your skates and hitting your head. You got your first big wreck out of the way, kid. All going to be all right.
I don't want to get back on.
I know. We're going to have to, but you take your time. And we'll go very slow. You ready? Okay. Moving slow she is, but it happens. All right, well, we're just gonna ride two strokes the way you're not supposed to ride them and putt our way back to the truck right now. Shay Lucy definitely feeling a little rough. I don't know if she has a concussion or not, but she took one right on the noggin pretty good. Obviously, I haven't looked at the footage yet, but judging from the state of the bike and the state of her helmet, but she took a pretty righteous header into that tree, okay? That'll put anybody on their ass, let alone Shay. I really don't want you to use the road out here, but with how Shay Lucy's feeling right now, I'm not gonna make her go all the way back through the woods. That would probably be a little frustrating to say the least when your head's pounding like hers probably is. All right, you go do your thing. I'll take care of the bikes, all right? Looks like old Shay Lucy's got to go to the ER. Wow, you're looking rough.
I know, I look pretty bad on camera. I went to a walk-in because I'm a millennial first. And they were like, ooh, you look rough. You need to go to the emergency room.
Yeah, they recommended a CAT scan, so.
My brain is bleeding.
Yeah, it wasn't doing too hot before. So they definitely got to see what's up now. All right, let's go. We can't avoid it forever.
I literally just got an MRI.
Yeah, can they use your old one? All right, y'all. Obviously, gonna have to cut this video a little bit short. Got Shay Lucy dropped off at the emergency room. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I'm about to end this video, but they wanted her to do a CAT scan or MRI or something like that because they were a little worried about that she might have some bleeding in the brain. She hit that tree pretty damn hard. I haven't even looked at the footage yet, to be honest with you. But just looking at the bike and looking at the damage that got done to her helmet, she hit it pretty damn hard. I mean, these aren't like old plastics that have been in the sun for a long time. It takes a little bit to smash up these plastics this bad. And to completely tear that off, handlebars are tweaked. Definitely got a little bit to do to the old KX100 before it's back in fighting shape, and it will be, and so will Shay Lisi. Obviously, I'm worried about her, but she's in good hands now, and, you know, a little motorcycle wreck, a little dirt bike wreck, ain't nothing you can't come back from. Nobody rides dirt bikes and gets away clean. As I was talking about earlier in the video, I've had a couple of pretty horrific accidents where I really injured myself at a croom personally, so one of those things that just happens, and sucks that it happened today, and it sucks that it happened to Shay, because, you know, it's upsetting. And the other thing that it does is we're supposed to leave for Oklahoma in about a week, about 7 days, so we're supposed to ride like 2,000 miles in 7 days, and now I'm kind of like, I don't know what's happening there. So I'll keep you guys posted. Make sure you're following us on Instagram so we can let you guys know what's going on and everything like that. But keep you all posted, and until next time, y'all, keep it weird.